Holy cow!
To 145.
Holy cow! This is Richard Schneider with Antennas Direct, and we are traveling across the United States testing television antennas in different markets. So today we are coming to you from Minneapolis, St. Paul, which is the number 16 television market in the United States out of 210. And this time is a little bit different in that we're going to be driving across the country as part of the Great Race. And so we picked our DB6 out of the Antennas Direct motor pool, 1966 DB6, and we're going to be driving it 3,000 miles from Minneapolis to Columbia, South Carolina. And along the way, we're going to be testing antennas. So here we are in front of the beautiful Mall of America, and we're going to be doing a channel scan. And the TV stations are roughly 10 to 17 miles that way. So we're going to try something a little bit different on this leg of the Will It Scan antenna tour. How many channels can we get in each market? And we're going to be testing 3 antennas. We're going to be testing our ClearStream 4. We're going to be testing our Eclipse 2 indoor antenna. And then we're going to be testing one of my favorite antennas, one we haven't brought on the tour before, is the Mohu Gateway, which is one of my favorite antennas. And I liked it so much, I bought the company. So this is a very aesthetic antenna, and it's got lights, a signal indicator that as you point it, the lights light up, the stronger the signal is. And I thought this would be kind of an interesting antenna to bring along on the tour. Now, not everywhere is going to be near a tower, but we're going to be testing this one in urban, suburban, and rural environments just to see how a compact indoor tabletop antenna does compared to some of the larger outdoor antennas. So this will be kind of an interesting experiment, and I'm kind of excited too. We got an unusual result here, and the first time it's ever happened to us. We were able to get, with the ClearStream 4 as well as the Eclipse, over 100 channels, and the television only acknowledges up to 99 channels. So we were actually able to exceed the capability, more digits than it can acknowledge. So people in Minneapolis have the potential of getting over 100 channels. And we also did channel scan with one of my favorite antennas, the Mohu Gateway. And what makes the Mohu Gateway, besides its aesthetic appearance and its compact size, the engineers actually at Mohu very cleverly engineered a signal meter right into the housing. So there's a little 4-bar fuel gauge here, and as you aim it, you'll get more or less bars of signal. And so it's a really clever device, and usually that's a very expensive proposition, but they were able to kind of get creative with engineering. And we got really good results with this as well. We got 92 channels. So if you live in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, I'm watching Fox 9 right now. If you live in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, you can get over 100 channels with one of these antennas, or up to, in the 90s. Probably the only difference between these is we might not be picking up a couple of the low power stations. But that brings a broader question, is a lot of people think you have to pay for digital TV or get a streaming service or pay for cable. And what I'd like to, educate and inform people is that, you could get 100 channels for no monthly charge, maybe more. A lot of these, like Fox 9, in high definition. And so you don't really need cable or satellite or 16 streaming services. Just get an antenna with a clear sight to the transmitting towers. We have this wonderful application called Antenna Point that's in my hand. It's a free app, and you just aim it. It's telling me the stations are directly in front of me, and so that's where we're pointing these antennas. And it tells you the aiming vectors and the distance from the transmitters. So even if you don't get our antennas, download Antenna Point. It's a really easy to use. It's tied to the compass of your phone, and it'll tell you how many channels and where to aim it. So again, I'm really excited. I'm actually kind of curious now. I have to do some research. How many channels really did we get? It will tune it on the TV. It just won't indicate on the channel scan what our total, anything over 3 digits. So it went past 99 channels, and it just went to 1. So anyways, so it's 100 and something. Maybe it's 1,000. I don't know. But there's a lot of choice here in Minneapolis. So that's pretty exciting for no monthly charge. And thank your broadcasters too for all the investments they made in broadcasting. We're here at the beginning of the Great Race, and we're testing antennas as we go across the country. And we had something unusual happen to us yesterday at the Mall of America. We did a channel scan, and the TV only went up to 99, and then it just reverted back to 1. And so my theory is, can you really get over 100 channels in Minneapolis? Is that possible? Or, maybe there's something wrong with the TV. And I just met this gentleman, Rick.
My name's Rick.
And Rick, did you say you can get over 100 channels?
Over 100 channels with a newer TV. Definitely. We've seen up to 145.
Holy
channels.
Cow. Holy cow.
All free.
You hopefully got that. 145 channels in the Minneapolis metropolitan market. We could not, at the end of the day, I was saying, I don't really know how many channels we can get here because the TV I have only goes up to 99. So, I'm glad Rick came over and introduced himself to us. But
you're going to have to upgrade your TV so you get more channels.
I bought the low bid television. Maybe I should have spent the extra $20 to get a proper TV. But yeah, 145 channels, and you have an antenna on your RV, and you go around the country, and you can get a lot of channels, in
all reasonably decent sized cities.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to stay within a distance so we can get all those channels.
Okay. So this is a guy Rick lives in Minneapolis and knows, that digital TV exists. And I would say you're in the minority because our studies show that 70 to 80% of the population doesn't even know digital TV exists.
They don't know what they're missing.
Yeah.
It's all free, and you can watch it all day long.
Yeah, and I would say you're probably one of the 20% of the American population that even knows this. And
nice.
What I'm telling people is that it's not instead of streaming. You can still have a streaming service. What we're saying is you don't need 16 flipping streaming services.
And pay 16 different services. You
could save about $2,000 a year, just get a streaming service and an antenna. And honestly, if you can get 100 or even 145 channels, why on earth do you need all these streaming services? It's more channels than you can ever possibly hope to watch. So that's more than I got on my old cable system. So
sure.
So we're here at the Great Race, and Rick introduced himself to me because he is a fan of weird British cars.
Yes, I am.
So we brought the DB6, and even though there's 10,000 other cars here, Rick liked to come and see this one because it's an oddball.
Don't see these every day.
You don't. So we're
beautiful car.
Yeah, thank you. So it's Saturday, and we're going to leave here, and then the next city we go to, we're going to do another channel scan, but it's Rochester. So I don't think we're going to get 145 channels in Rochester.
You'll get a bunch of channels.
You
Rochester.
think? You think we'll get a bunch?
Yep. That's a big metropolitan area.
Okay.
We'll do well.
All right. Well, I've got my fingers crossed. So hopefully
no problem.
Hopefully we'll impress the viewers with how many channels we can get. And I maxed out the thing with this little Eclipse too. It's just a little tapered loop you stick on the window. So you don't have to have something expensive, just something cheap. And I have to give a shout out to Best Buy because they helped me pay for the DB6.
Perfect.
So we're available and nationwide at Best Buy, and you could roll up there and get an antenna and get over 100 channels. I'm coming to you from the fairgrounds, the Minnesota State Fairgrounds, where they're having a Back to the 50s car show. It's actually one of the largest car shows in the country with over 10,000 cars. And we decided to do a channel scan yesterday from the Mall of America. And we did 3 antennas. We did an Eclipse 2, we did a ClearStream 4, and we did a Mohu Gateway. And what happened, which was surprising, is it maxed out the television. Our TV, when you do a channel scan, only has 2 digits. And when we got to 99, it actually just reverted back to 1. So we didn't know exactly how many channels we got in Minneapolis. We suspect it was over 100 channels. And we had a local resident come up and introduce himself to us. And he informed me that he gets 145 channels. That's right. You heard it right. A gentleman introduced himself from Minneapolis area. And he said, in fact, it's possible to get up to 145 channels with an over-the-air television antenna. So like I said, this is a very digital TV rich environment. And so, again, it's the first time this has ever happened where we went to a market and we actually got over 100 channels. You know, we literally broke the TV. So I guess that's a good thing. But I'm really proud of how well our antennas did. And actually, you don't need a large high gain outdoor antennas. The stations like Channel 5 and Fox 9, they have 1 megawatt transmitters, 1,000-foot sticks, and even an indoor antenna like this can get over 100 channels. We're going to be taking this to cities around the United States over the next 8 days. And we're going to end up in Columbia, South Carolina, and we're going to do maybe 8 or 9 channel scans along the way. So wish us luck.